Preseason is over, and we are 2 weeks away from the regular season. Man, it's been way too long. Welcome back to Vikez Vibez. This is DJ as always. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, and this is your place for Minnesota Vikings content, so go subscribe and hit that bell for notifications for new videos. And yeah, share the show. So how's all of my Vikings fam doing out there? How we feeling now that preseason is over? We went 3-0 and we are only 2 weeks. That's right, only 2 more weeks till the best season of all, football season. I cannot wait. Man, it's been way too long. Man, I'm ready for like my buddy Jaron said the other day, some cool fall nights and some Sunday night football. Just the leaves falling and watching football every Sunday, Thursday, Monday, whatever day it is. I can't wait. It's the best time of the year. Like I said, we went 3-0 in preseason. We played the Raiders, the Browns, and the Eagles. And our head coach, Kevin O'Connell, since being a head coach here, he was 0-6 in the preseason games till this year. Now he is 3-6. So that's pretty sweet. I mean, it is preseason, but whatever. The biggest and most excited thing for us Minnesota fans shined and showed out in that first preseason game against the Las Vegas Raiders, that being the play of our rookie quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. Now, that was his first drive wasn't very good, threw a pick, but he came back completely strong and very, very promising. He was, absolutely cooking in that game, man. And then shortly after that, the roller coaster came down. As we learned that he tore his meniscus and will miss the entire season. Now, that excitement that we had built up in us for J.J. McCarthy, it's going to have to wait until the 2025 season. But there's a silver lining I thought with this here. Now, the silver lining here for me is JJ can basically sit behind a veteran and Sam Darnold. And Nick Mullins, he's a vet too. And learn. And as we have already figured this out, JJ is like a sponge at learning stuff and picking up the offense and this and that. So he can learn how the NFL is and the offense better and be even more 100% ready to be our starter next year. So, hey, everything happens for a reason, right? So maybe this was destined to happen. Maybe it was supposed to happen this way, and it was just a way for hey, let's not rush JJ in this year. Even though if you think he's ready, let's not rush him. Let's you know make him sit out. Just the football gods. And so I that's the silver lining in all that I thought of is he didn't just sit back, learn, take everything in, and he'll be way more prepared to take over the helm next year for us. So now we're just hoping that Sam Darnold will be good in this offense because if something happens to him, man, uh, I mean, knock on wood, let's face it, Nick Mullins, he ain't the answer. He's a good quarterback, I'll give him that, yeah, but he's not a starter. We we seen that last year, and when it comes down to the most important plays in the game, what we need it the most, he ends up very flustered, gets sacked, or throws interceptions. Now, Jaren Hall, on the other hand, he was a rookie last year. Me personally, I think that he just didn't have enough time to progress and be ready for what was asked of him last year. Kirk went down and we went through so many different QBs last year, and for a rookie not thinking that you're gonna even start at all your rookie season to get to get thrown out to the wolves basically like that, and ask us and ask being asked to go try to win us a football game as a starter, like he wasn't ready for that. I mean, he struggled. Yes, he's a rookie. He wasn't expecting any of that. So I give him, you know, I give him some leeway there. So he also he had a good preseason, especially the last preseason game. Um, so there could be an argument to have about Jaren Hall being quarterback 2 behind Sam Darnold this year and not Nick Mullins. Me, I would definitely highly consider it, but I'm not saying that I would 100% put Jaren Hall in the QB2 spot. We don't see everything. We don't see practices when it comes down to it. We don't see everything. So, I would highly consider it. I don't know. So going back to preseason quick, who do you think was the biggest surprise of the preseason for the Vikings? Let me know in the comments who it is for you. There was there was a lot of guys with good performances. Jalen Naylor, Tristan Jackson, Lewis Cine, Levi Drake Rodriguez, Bo Richter, Dallas Turner, Andre Carter. I mean, I could keep going on and on. But if I had to pick just one, I would have to go with wide receiver Tristan Jackson. He balled out and he had touchdowns in every preseason game this year. But hey, preseason and regular season, those are two completely different animals there. So it's hard to tell if a player will succeed in the regular season just by his preseason performance. We've seen that time and again. A player is just absolutely dominant and is just so promising in preseason and regular season gets here and they fall flat. Like you see it more times than not. in the whole NFL. Now during the preseason, there was a particular pickup we made, and that I think that most Minnesota fans are pretty excited about it. That being cornerback Stephon Gilmore. We signed him 1 year, $10 million. He's a multi-Pro Bowler, just an outstanding cornerback. He has been for quite a while now, so I can't wait to see him play in purple. What do you think about that pickup? Excuse me. Now, let's talk about what's next. What's next? Now that preseason's over, it's in the books. So what's next is roster cut down. Cut down day is this Tuesday, August 27th. We got to get down to 53. So who will make the cut? Well, here's a projected 53-man roster from Janet Eckhard on VikingsTerritory.com. So they got 3 quarterbacks making it, that being Sam Darnold, Nick Mullins, and Jaron Hall. And Matt Corral missing the 53-man roster. And, JJ McCarthy is on IR. So, yeah, I mean, I think that I kind of figured that this would be it. I just didn't know that, well, we don't know yet. This isn't set in stone. This is just someone's projections. But this was what I would have to probably guess too. I just didn't know between Jaron Hall and Matt Corral. I think that Matt Corral, he didn't have enough time here. I don't know, but that's I guess that's what I would do is Donald Mullins and Hall if you're going to keep 3 quarterbacks. So we go to running backs. They're keeping 3, and mind you, a lot of these guys that are projected to miss the 53-man roster, a lot of them will make the practice squad. So they'll still be on the team. They just won't be on the active roster. So running backs, they have 3, obviously Aaron Jones, then Ty Chandler, and then Kenny Nwandu. Projected to miss the 53-man is Dwayne McBride, Miles Gaston, and Mo Ibrahim. Ty Chandler played really well last year. Kenny Nwandu, obviously, in preseason he shines. I don't think he gets enough touches in the regular season, but I think he's worthy of a roster spot. So Dwayne McBride, he had a really good last preseason game. And Miles Gaston, he didn't show enough to prove that he earns a roster spot. So and then fullback CJ Ham, that's the only one we got. Definitely I would keep CJ Ham for his whole career. So then we go to wide receivers. Obviously Justin Jefferson, and then Jordan Addison, Jalen Naylor, Brandon Powell, Trent Sherfield, and Tristan Jackson. They have 6 of them staying on the active roster, and in this projection, they have Jalen Naylor as wide receiver 3 and Brandon Powell as 4. Um, that that seems to be the thing. Um, who's gonna get wide receiver 3, Jalen Naylor or Brandon Powell? There could be an argument made for Tristan Jackson to move up there too, but I guess we'll see. KOC could switch them out a lot for different plays and different scenarios and stuff like that. So um, Jalen Naylor had a very electric um, preseason, so um, I'm not putting anyone down here, but I'm not gonna say, hey, Jalen Naylor doesn't deserve wide receiver 3 because, you know, he did, prove that he's worthy of a roster spot. It's just what the coaches think, and um, yeah. So who's projected to miss 53-man roster for wide receivers? Malik Knowles, Lucky Jackson, Thayer Thomas, Deshaun Jones, and Justin Hall. There's some of those names I honestly haven't even heard of. So that is the wide receivers. Next is tight ends. They have keeping 3, but they got 4 on the list. I think that's because TJ Hawkinson is on IR. Obviously, we're keeping him. Then we got Josh Oliver, Johnny Munt, and Nick Muse. So the majority of the beginning of the season, Josh Oliver will probably get the most reps at tight end. I think, and then Johnny Munt will probably, it might be half and half. I don't know. But they do have Josh Oliver in that tight end 2 spot. And then projected to miss is Robert Tunyon, Samus Reyes, N'Keal Harry, and Neil Johnson. So, you know, TJ Hawkinson is rehabbing his knee injury. Timeline to return for him, it's kind of unknown. I've heard rumors that there's an idea out there that it could be around Halloween when he would be able to return. So, um, I just hope that when he does return, it's um, not too soon. I hope he's 100%. I don't want something else to happen and then he's out for the rest of the season. We need him. So, um, left tackle, 2. Uh, Obviously Christian Darrisaw, who we just extended. Awesome. And then Walter Rouse, which is a rookie. And then they have 1 projected to miss the roster in Chuck Falaja. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, Darrisaw has been a blessing for us. He's amazing, and we'll see how Walter Rouse does. I guess he's good enough to earn a roster spot for this projection. So let me go to right tackle. Brian O'Neill, obviously a beast, and then David Quessenberry, who he was signed before last year, and he'll continue to be Brian O'Neill's backup, and projected to miss the roster is Doug Nestor. That's the only one they have on there. Then we go to center. They got 2. Obviously, Garrett Bradbury, and then Dan Feeney, who I believe we picked up in free agency, I believe. And then to miss is Henry Bird. So, and I guess Dan Feeney, he's a veteran guard and uh, guard center hybrid, I guess. He'll be a backup for all three positions, I guess. Um, so I mean that's nice to have some versatility there. So left guard, just one. That's Blake Brandel, and then to miss is Tyrese Robinson and Michael Jurgens. Right guard, they only got one. Ed Ingram, and then to miss is Dalton Reisner, Spencer Rowland, and Matthew Cendric. Um, Ed Ingram, basically since he's been here, has kind of solidified himself as the starter here, and hopefully takes another step up this season. And then I guess the deal with Dalton Reisner is his injury is hurting if he's going to make it or not. So, um, yeah, and I know that a while back I was complaining why haven't we re-signed him, but I mean I don't know if a player's injured so much, I mean it's not worth keeping a roster spot for that person if they're gonna always be injured. Like we learned that with Marcus Davenport. Played what? I don't even know how many games. Not even half. Nowhere near half of the season. Maybe 2 or 3 games. I don't know. But now we jump over to the defense. Defensive linemen, they have 6. They got Harrison Phillips, Jerry Tillery, Jonathan Bullard, Jonah Williams, Levi Drake Rodriguez, and Jaquilin Roy. Projected to miss is James Lynch, Taki Tamani, Tyler Manoa, and Jalen Redmond. Um, it's kind of a revamped uh, uh, lineman group here. Levi Drake Rodriguez. He had a really good preseason, and I think that that was enough to earn a roster spot in my eyes, I guess. But like I said before, preseason's a whole different animal, and especially being a rookie, you, you just never know. Then going to outside linebacker, they got 5. Jonathan Bernard, Andrew Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner, Jihad Ward, and Pat Jones II. And to miss, they got Gabriel Murphy, Andre Carter, Owen Porter, and Bo Richter, which Bo Richter had a really good. I know he had a really good first preseason game where he had essentially 2 sacks, but they only counted 1. Another one was a TFL. Andre Carter had a really good last preseason game against the Eagles. So these cutdowns, they've got to be hard decisions, man. I don't know how they do it. Next, we go to middle linebacker. We got Blake Cashman, Ivan Pace, and Camus Gruder Hill. Those are the 3. To miss is Brian Asamoah, Dallas Gant, and Jordan Kuznis. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Blake Cashman, obviously we signed him. He played in Houston last year. Ivan Pace Jr. completely blew us out of the water last year, being, undrafted, and it just yeah, we're keeping that guy. Um, let's see here. Cornerback, they got 6. They got Byron Murphy, Stephon Gilmore, Shaquille Griffin, Caleb Evans, Fabian Moreau, and Dwight McLaurin. And to miss, they have Nashawn Wright, Jalen Williams, AJ Green, and Duke Shelley, who we brought back, who a couple years ago was, the next man up winner in my season awards for the Vikings. He was amazing, and I mean, it'd be kind of sad to see him miss the 53-man roster here, but you got other guys that are doing very good too. So, like I said, it's got to be a very tough decision on you know most of these positions. Then we got safety. They got 6. Harrison Smith, obviously. Cam Bynum, obviously. He's outstanding. One of my favorite defense players. Josh Metellus, which is a Swiss Army knife for us on defense, just can do just about anything. So we got Theo Jackson, Jay Ward, and Lewis Seen. They got Lewis Seen making the cut. And the only one missing the cut was Bobby McCain. So going back to Lewis Seen, um, he sneaks into that projection there, which we didn't really expect to do that, a few weeks ago. But the I think he surprised me in preseason. Honestly, I just think that when he was drafted, the biggest thing was that guy can hit, and he can hit hard when he was in Georgia. And we seen that this preseason. He had a couple hard hits. And I liked that. I liked seeing that. So I honestly think that if he gets cut, he will. He will tear it up somewhere else. I just know it. And that we're gonna kick ourselves. So I'm really hoping that he does sneak into the actual 53-man roster and can just move his way up. I know he had a really gruesome injury that, just set him back like 50 steps, like just completely just took him off track. Um so now we go to special teams. They only have 3 for special teams. Kicker, rookie Will Ricard, which apparently he's just got a monster leg, and very high expectations for him. Um, the first preseason game, I think it was his first. I believe it was his first kick that he kicked. It was blocked, and I was like, "Oh God, is this the curse coming back like right away?" like, but ever since then, he's been very good. I think in the last preseason game against the Eagles, he hit one from, what was it, 58, 57 yards, something like that. So hopefully, got my fingers crossed that we finally got a really good kicker, and this curse is going to be off our backs. Punter Ryan Wright, and then long snapper Andrew DePaula, And then our kick returners will be, the first one will be Kenny Nwandu and then Ty Chandler. Like I said before, this is just projections. This isn't set in stone. That will come on Tuesday. And then punt returner Brandon Powell. He did a good job fielding punts in 2023. So that's the rundown of projected 53-man roster for the Minnesota Vikings, according to Janet Eckhart on VikingsTerritory.com. So the Vikings, they're coming off a 7-10 season in which they finished third in the division in the NFC North. According to what it says here, the Packers and the Lions are not expected to fall off, while the Bears. Let's face it, the Bears upgraded and got a really highly touted quarterback in Caleb Williams. So, as of these reporters and whatnot, Minnesota holds the worst odds to win the division. But that's all right. Everyone can undermine us. Everyone can, doubt us. And hey, we'll prove them wrong. So who will all make the cut for the 2024 Minnesota Vikings? We shall see come Tuesday. So thanks for watching and listening. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button quick and that bell for notifications of new videos. And we'll see you in the next one. See ya.